Hello, fluffy gamers. The spice must flow. But while you are gathering spice, you need to stay alert, especially from the dangers below. That's right, I'm talking about the mighty sandworm. As soon as you get your first Thopter, make one more and then it is time to farm. I've noticed a lot of players seem scared of the worm. Some leave spice behind or gather in a slow, risky way. But after testing a lot, I can tell you, there is no need to fear the worm. And so I'll teach you how to stay safe while gathering spice. Not only this helps you to survive the worm, but it also can help you avoid PvP in deep desert. A lot of people skip the outer edges of the spice fields, thinking it's not worth it. But those small bits can add up. I've picked nearly 20% just by clearing out this outer circle. And remember, the spice is most valuable thing out there. Don't leave it behind. The spot you see here is on a drum sand, which makes the worm super aggressive. Just 2 steps and it's already growling at me. And while we're talking about the drum sand, let me show you a method to collect the spice on a drum sand without waking the worm even once. It's a bit slow, might take up to 5 minutes to clear the full spot, but again, the spice must flow. And here is how you do it. Land your Thopter on the edge of the spice ring, press E to get out, equip your compactor and shoot near the Thopter's legs to make the spice piles close to you. Don't move, stay still while you are collecting. After 2 piles, hop back in the Thopter, fly high enough to reset the worm aggro, turn slightly, land again and repeat. You can use this method on any spice field if you're feeling nervous. Just do 1-2 shots, take few steps, then reset worm aggro in a Thopter. It's a great way to stay calm and safe while learning. There are 3 ways to tell if the worm is coming. First is the music change. When the in-game music gets intense, the worm might be near. Screeching noises, a cracking sound when the worm is rising closer to the surface, and the third, worm yell, when the worm pops out and roars. This one is 100% guaranteed. Once you hear it, you have about 10 seconds to get to safety. Fly high enough to make the agrometer disappear. Though on a drum sand, the first 2 warnings may not happen and usually don't. Sometimes even on a regular sand, this can be skipped, but the third one is always real. And if you are really scared of the worm, you can try this way. Leave all your gear at your base, go spice farming with only the basics. That way, if something goes wrong, you won't lose much and you can focus more on learning how the worm behaves without all the extra stress. There is one more threat besides the worm. Other players. In Hagga Basin, PvP is off on the open sand. But that doesn't stop people from showing up and trying to steal your spice. One way to scare them off is to call out the worm by spamming compactor and then play the game of chicken. Most players panic and leave when the worm starts screaming, but here's a trick. I know there is still time, so if you're confident, you can be last one out and the first back in. Just remember, don't go back down until the worm turns away. The worm is a physical object. Even when the aggro is gone, it still can push your Thopter, or worse, glitch it into the ground. Also, if your server is crowded or if people oftenly try to steal spice, start gathering from the center of the field. That makes it look less valuable from the distance, and other players are less likely to bother you. In DD, worms are less aggressive. With an MK5 compact compactor, I can usually gather small spice patch before a worm even notices. At medium or ringmouth field, I usually gather about 500-600, maybe even 700 spice, then hop into the Thopter and reset the worm alert. And there are a few reasons why staying quiet is important. In DD, PvP players often look worm activity. If worm is breaching, it might mean a player triggered it, and that's a target. Keeping the worm calm means staying under the radar. Some PvP hunters are using spice fields to spot players. Spice fields render from far away, but players and Thopters do not. So, if they see part of the field disappearing, they know someone is there. That's why you should always keep your Thopter close, and always keep one eye on the sky. Now let's go over the gear. I'm talking about soft step boots. Honestly, I don't think they are worth it. They're taking up space in your inventory and they cost resources to make. But they don't really help that much. Most of the time the worm doesn't show up because you're running around, it's because of the compactor shots. That's what triggers the attention. And that brings us to the compactors. The best one, in my opinion, is the MK5 compact compactor. If you can, get the blueprint for it. It's reliable, efficient, and doesn't burn through durability like crazy. The MK6 compactors look tempting, but I would not use them in Hagga Basin for sure. They wear out fast, and fixing them can be expensive. I only use MK6 in deep desert, with medium or ringmouth spice fields. For everything else, MK5 does the job perfectly. So yeah, don't waste your inventory slots on the boots, and try to get the MK5. And that's about it. Be safe, get spice, and stay fluffy.